Welcome back to Mud and Muddy Monday. Today, we're going to check out some caverns.
So Tennessee is home to about 10,000 caverns, so I did a whole bunch of research to try and find the least touristy but still accessible caverns for us, and this is what I came up with.
The Tuckaleechee Caverns are about 20 to 30 million years old.
They're also the largest and highest rated cavern by the AAA east of the Mississippi.
If you're staying in the Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge area, it's about a 40-minute ride to the caverns.
Like most of the routes in the Smokies, the direct way here is a nice windy-dindy way. It's not, I don't think it's 2 miles.
Okay, one way?
I don't know. Shouldn't be. Maybe it's a mile there, a mile back, I don't know.
Okay.
It was that long. I think it was fairly long. It's like it says on the door. 1 1/4. No problem.
410 stairs.
Oh my god.
Back in the 1930s by 2 little boys. Their names were Bill Fernanda and Harry Myers, and they were only 6 and 8 years old at the time. Being a kid back then, your parents told you to go outside and not come back till dinner time, so that's exactly what they did. They were playing in this area one day when a flash flood came, and they watched all this water pour off the top of the mountain and go down into a hole that was only about 3 feet around. They wanted to know where that water was going, so they just climbed inside. They got about 30 feet before they couldn't see anymore, so they turned around, went home, came back the next day with kerosene and glass Coca-Cola bottles with a rag stuffed on top or a Molotov cocktail. This is all they have for light down here. They didn't have any lanterns or flashlights, but a little bit of light goes a long way in a cave, so they were able to get about 200 feet further before they came up on a cliff. They didn't know how far that cliff dropped down, but they had those Molotov cocktails in their hands, so they just tossed one over the side. As it hit the bottom, they realized it's an 80-foot drop. That's as far as they went, and they actually went home and asked their parents for help. They came home telling stories like this every single day, so their parents didn't believe them, and they just took some earth from their barn and got down into the cave by themselves. They continued to play in it all throughout their childhood, calling it their secret clubhouse, and once they grew up, they got drafted into World War II. They both made it back home safely. Around this time, Carlsbad Caverns in New Mexico opened up, so this gave them the idea to open this cave up to the public as well. They spent 6 months working in Alaska where the jobs were a lot higher paying until they had the money to come home and buy the land. Now the first thing they had to do was excavate the entrance. This is the only part that's ever been dug out. Everywhere beyond that point was naturally not open. During excavation, they found a lot of Native American artifacts left behind by the Cherokees who lived in the area. We've never found anything for more than 10 feet inside, so we don't think they used the cave for anything. The temperature down here is 58 degrees year-round, so on a hot summer day, this would be a cooler spot in the valley, and that's probably the reason they were here. After excavating, paving vinyl and its hardest part, and that was getting all the cement down there for pathways. This was really hard because there's only 5 people doing it, and those cement bags are about 90 pounds each, and they had to carry them down one by one. Once they got all the cement down here and started working on it, it took 4 years to complete, and after 4 years, they opened up to the public in 1953, and 72 years later, it's still privately owned by that Fernanda family today. Take this slow, the steps are slippery, and utilize the handrails. If you look to the right, you're going to see an 80-foot drop, so if you are scared of heights, look to the left.
Okay.
Cubic inch per 100 years. Directly below it is a stalagmite. Usually these grow above and below each other. Sometimes they'll meet in the middle, creating a column or pillar formation, which you can see up here. And our fourth basic formation is flowstone, and that's formed by a more constant flow of water. That's ever been found in the cave. It's about 20 million years old, and it stretches 45 feet from left to right and 80 feet from the bottom to the top. This one you are allowed to touch. If you look at it, you can tell it's a lot drier than the rest of the cave is. This formation goes so large that it cut off its own water source, and that makes it dead or dormant. So since it's no longer growing, you guys can't hurt anything. The reason we ask you not to touch any others is because the oils on your skin rub off onto the rock. That dark spot there is usually where people touch it as they walk by. If there is still water coming off of that, any minerals can stick or deposit, they'd slide right off since oil and water do not mix, and it would never grow there again.
That's neat. Up ahead is the wishing rock. She said if you hit your head on that rock, you're gonna wish you did. That's great. This is rather steep. Oh dear me. This is trippy. It's crazy. This is cool.
Down here on the lower right is our dinosaur's toothpick. That one's 12 feet tall, but only 6 inches round at the bottom. That's the size of a softball, so it's very fragile.
That's crazy.
And it was formed by one single drop of water hitting the same place repeatedly for millions and millions of years. Down here on the lower left is our totem pole. The totem pole and the dinosaur's toothpick are the same height, but this one's a lot bigger around. Opposed to one drop of water, this was formed by about 120. So this caused the base to be bigger and for it to start branching out in different directions. Now, the last one we're going to talk about is right up there on the ceiling. That's our chandelier of the big room, and it's the rarest formation in the entire cave. Now, the chandelier is a pallet formation, and pallet formations themselves are pretty common. They're found in 1 in every 40 caves. That one's really special because it's the largest one that's ever been found in the world. To kind of put that into perspective for you all, there are over 10,000 caves in the state of Tennessee alone. Now, if you look at it, you can tell it's casting a shadow there on the ceiling. 80% of that formation is free hanging or not connected to the top of the cave. So from right here on out, there is a 12 to 14 inch gap, and the only part holding that whole thing up is this back side.
It's so trippy. So this room's about the size of a football field.
During World War II, a group of people wanted to utilize this cavern as a shelter from bombs or air raids. However, our tour guide did bring up a couple points that showed that this plan may not have worked as well as they thought.
The water is pretty cool, so they didn't have to worry about that. The temperature is 58 degrees year round, so it'll be okay in the wintertime, getting protected from the weather, so it seemed like a really good idea. Now, what they didn't think about were those vents and chimneys that we talked about earlier. There's holes that lead to the surface. Right here, you're barely 100 feet below ground, so if there is any radiation above ground, they would get through the vents in less than 30 minutes. So they only put the glass in about 30 minutes longer than everybody else, but it was a good plan besides that part. They weren't mating. They're both males.
Oh, you know that for a fact by their color?
I do, yeah. So the males will be smaller, bright red, and have more spots. The females will be larger and a lighter orange.
Oh.
So they're probably just friends.
14 miles before it reaches the cave system, all fed from a waterfall. Oh, wow. That is cool. The water is crazy clear. You can see all the ripples in the current. There's the steps. There's money. Okay, we just did the caverns. These are an awesome stop. These are really cool. There's a waterfall, and they do a great job at making it not seem like super touristy. I know it is a tourist place, but they do a great job of keeping the caverns natural and the lighting natural.
Yep, and you go back into this big room where they have all sorts of different types of rock formations, and they turn the lights out completely, so you see what a little darkness feels like, and it's spooky.
Yeah, you stick your hand right in front of your face.
Can't see it. And they said, like, after, 72 hours, your eyes could get damaged, which I think was really cool, and then after that you start hallucinating, so neat.
It's really cool.
There's a lot of walking and a lot of steps.
Yeah, if you have a heart condition or if you have a problem with
Walking.
a lot of walking,
Yeah.
mainly steps, not just a trail.
And it's slippery.
It is slippery. They do a great job at, like, there's the concrete's capped and it's raked, so it's got a lot of texture to grip. You want to wear grippy shoes, though.
They do have handrails, so that's nice, but still it is slick. But definitely worth it. Price, I thought it's on the pricier side, but for what you see,
oh yeah,
it's worth it.
For this compared to the other ones,
Yeah, no, this is
this
beautiful.
is really good.
And it's still owned by the same family that started it, so
I found it.
yeah, they keep it nice and keep it clean. Definitely worth shopping.
Definitely. Thanks for tuning in to another Mud Muddies. We'll catch you on the next ride.